Well, that big game is on tomorrow. It's Arsenal versus Man City, and we are really caught up with the transfers. And I was like, let me start off with this video because if I don't do it now, I don't think that I'm obviously gonna do it because lots of stories concerning transfers of Arsenal are really making rounds. Vlahovic, Oli Watkins boost, Matthias Tel. So, very many stories linking players to the club of Arsenal are really on. Smash like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Muno Gadgets has gone ahead to obviously have something special for your Valentine, and it's all about the smartwatches. You understand? And their packages, they're really offering for you to obviously surprise your loved ones. And if I told you in Kampala, Uganda, go ahead and obviously call +256 70 99 88 665. You will thank me later. They have all what you want to surprise your loved one with before you really get chucked or really annoy your loved one. So please go ahead and talk to Mono Gadgets on that number. You can even go to TikTok, search for Mono Gadgets, and those affordable smartwatches will act as a very huge gift for your loved one. It's a Valentine charge. So please charge your ship with products coming in from Mono Gadgets. Go ahead and obviously buy an affordable smartwatch from Mono Gadgets. I've rated you the number and you will thank me later. Now let's get into this game of football. As Man City wants to obviously see to it that they obviously break that dreadlock as they take on the club of Arsenal. In the season of 2022-2023, Man City came and beat Arsenal by 3-1, right? Then, season of 2023-2024, Arsenal beat Man City by 1-0. I'm talking about games at the Emirates. And the season, obviously, they are coming to the Emirates, a stadium that capacitated 60,704 people. First leg, Man City couldn't obviously beat Arsenal when Arsenal had taken a lead, when they're really having a man down, and they equalize in the dying minutes, obviously level 2-2 into that encounter. So, Man City is coming at Emirates at its weakest, and this is the weakest Man City team that Arsenal is obviously going to play because they don't have players like Rodri. I'm going to read you close to 5 players that are really out of this encounter, and you'll also agree with me that at least Arsenal really has an edge into this encounter. But the previous game, Man City went ahead to obviously win, I think by 4, were they by 4-1. Then Arsenal went ahead to beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 1-0, a well-fought win because Arsenal first got a red card that was reverted, that was revoked by the FA. Lewis Kelly sent off towards the end of the first half, and then they played some good minutes. When I calculated, Arsenal played close to 38 minutes when they are a man down, but Wolverhampton Wanderers couldn't obviously break that side of Arsenal, and Arsenal also got justice served to them when Yao Neves went ahead to obviously get a red card, and 3 minutes later, because he got the red card in the 70th minute, and in the 73rd minute, Ricardo Carafiori went ahead to obviously score a goal that saw Arsenal win that game. So it was really a movie on that day, and lots of you are really having very many stories to discuss, but it wasn't really at par. You understand? So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's obviously get into the team news. At Arsenal, the manager is really having David Raya as a doubt, but I know he's obviously going to be one of those players that is obviously going to take part into that mix. The manager is like he's having a muscle injury, but I know they'll force him onto the pitch because this game is a must win for the club of Arsenal. Benjamin White, knee injury, but he's back on the grass. The manager said he had 48 hours to see how his players really recover. Then Gabriel Jesus, knee injury, he's totally out. Bukayo Saka, hamstring injury. Tomiyasu is also back on the grass. Those are the 4 players that Arsenal is really going to be missing. We go to Man City. Who are they not having? Rodri out with any injury. Oscar Bob is out with a leg injury. Then Ruben Diaz is out with a groin injury. Jeremy Doku is out with an injury that is really unspecified. Nathan Ake is out with a muscle injury. So Man City are really having 5 players out of this encounter. And with 3 signings in for the club of Man City, you obviously believe that maybe they'll obviously try to make things happen to obviously take on the club of Arsenal. So that is the team news coming in through from both teams. But when we go to the standings of the table, Arsenal is having 47 points. Man City is having 41 points. Arsenal, not to eat that, they have to win this game to obviously keep themselves into the title race with Liverpool. And if they lose to Man City, City will close them down to 3 points, 3 points in between them. So Arsenal is like, this is the chance to obviously create a very huge gap between Arsenal and Man City. And I tell you what, it's really going to be a highly heated game tomorrow being played at the Emirates Stadium. And we'll be here letting you know what that game of football is obviously going to be all about. So let's get into the probable starting 11 for the side of Arsenal and see how they are obviously going to be looking as a side of Arsenal. Now, Arsenal is obviously going to be having the following. In goal, the system they're going to play is a 4-3-3. And in goal, it's obviously going to be David Raya, according to me. Unless otherwise he fails the lead fitness test, that's when Neto will come in through. But every Arsenal fan will be worried because when you look at how Neto went ahead to see to it that Arsenal concedes that goal, against that goal against Girona, that Danjuma went ahead to score, he was really way off the goal line. And I tell you, people will be really, really, really shocked, So I think for Arsenal to be a team that is really here and that deserves a better chance to see to it that everything really goes on well as planned, I think they need to get in David Raya to obviously strengthen that goalkeeping department of Arsenal. That's what they are supposed to do. If not, I tell you, it's not really going to be some good business for the club of Arsenal because they really have a very good defense, but it's backed up with a very good goalkeeper who is a shot stopper, and that goalkeeper is a shot stopper and is also a ball-playing goalkeeper. You understand? So that's exactly what you're really having in through from David Raya. So I think Arteta will be working tooth and nail with the physio department to see to it that this player makes it into the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal, because this game is a must-win for the club of Arsenal. I tell you what, the game is a must-win for the club of Arsenal. And I tell you what, nothing is obviously going to stop them from obviously getting to where they deserve to be into the mix. So that is the club of Arsenal for you, and I think David Raya will obviously make a very huge command into that side of the goal area. And when you look at Man City, it's a side that you cannot resist it from really creating chances, and all you have to do is to have a backline that is really steady, and we know that backline of Arsenal is really a steady Eddie. And if you are having a missing jigsaw of a goalkeeper like David Raya, then you have to look out of this, if you understand. And by the way, one thing that we haven't even talked about, that Arsenal kept a clean sheet in the Premier League game they played against Wolverhampton Wanderers, you understand. And they are coming to this game of football when they feel that they really had to fight hard to win against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and that win obviously lifted their spirits high to see to it that they are here, to see to it that they really put in a very huge shift, to see to it that they send a message to Man City that there is no way you're obviously going to be the man responsible for us not really lifting our trophy. You understand? So David Raya is going to be in between the stitches for the club of Arsenal. No doubt about that. You understand? So he's really going to be the guy. And I tell you, he's gonna really represent to the fullest. I tell you. So that is David Raya for you. And all I want to let you know is that the guy is what he thinks he is. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. And him being one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, he has even gone ahead to earn himself a starting position in the goal department of Spain. Then right back, obviously it's gonna be Julian Timber. Julian Timber has shown us that he's a versatile player. He plays literally in every position in that back line for the club of Arsenal. He plays everywhere. You know, he can play the central defense like you saw him when Arsenal is battling it up with the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers. You know, no, it was not Wolverhampton Wanderers. It was Aston Villa. You understand, when Saliba was not fit, I think, to play. So let's wait and see. On the left, now they're having Carafiori battling it up with Lewis Kelly. And the manager, having seen Lewis Kelly play only 45 minutes in the game of Wolverhampton Wanderers in the midweek, and his card was revoked, and then he never started him in the game of Girona, it's a message to us that Lewis Kelly is obviously going to come in through and start into that beautiful game of football as Arsenal takes on Man City. Because Lewis Kelly has shown us that he's good defensively, he's hard, and he has better defensive attributes than Ricardo Carafiori. You understand? So I think Lewis Kelly is obviously going to come up and obviously coming through. And his recovery pace is really out of this world. He is also good when it comes to going forward and really finding or doing those line-breaking passes. Right-sided centre-back, no doubt about that, it's going to be William Saliba. Is there anyone who doubts this? It's going to be William Saliba. And then left-sided centre-back, it's going to be Gabriel Magalhaes. You understand? Gabriel Magalhaes is obviously going to be the man responsible for that. Then we go to the CDM. This is where you need Thomas Partey, obviously, to come and patrol that midfield for you into this beautiful game of football and obviously shield the back four. You understand? Then alongside who? Alongside Declan Rice. You know, this is one of the players that has a very huge recovery pace, good in box-to-box play for the club of Arsenal, and he makes interceptions and blocks a lot, meaning that he's really going to patrol that midfield alongside Thomas Partey. Then the captain returned when they're playing against Girona, that is Martin Odegaard, and played 90 minutes, and he's going to be playing into that position of a number 10. And one thing that his manager is complaining about is that he doesn't follow his order sometimes, that Martin Odegaard plays so deep. Arteta is like, if Odegaard stops playing so deep and really plays so much around the final third, he can really get in 15 goals a season. That's what Arteta is really saying. I don't know whether it's the right game for him to really implicate these changes, but we wait and see how this game of football is going to go. And I'm going to keep a keen eye on to Martin Odegaard and how he obviously acts or behaves into that area. You understand? So that is Martin Odegaard for you, the captain of the team. Then, and by the way, in the first game that ended 2-2, Odegaard was not there, and it was Trossard that took over the role, though he got a red card and he got sent off. That is the midfield three for the club of Arsenal. And forward line, right forward, I think it's going to be Nwaneri. Nwaneri played some good minutes when Arsenal is beating Girona, and he scored the second goal that gave Arsenal the lead for the very first time into that game. And I was speaking to my friend known as Alan, and I told him that Arsenal is really going to be very deadly when they're playing against Man City. Why? They've always had only one player in the midfield that really is good on holding the ball, and that is Martin Odegaard. Now, they have another player in Nwaneri who is unpredictable. You don't know what Nwaneri is obviously going to be doing. So, he's good at the hold-up play, you know. He can find a pass, he can score, and he can take off players. So, I see him being one of the deadly players that is going to cost Man City on the day, because their defense is going to be looking shaky, and Nwaneri will have to see to it that he obviously creates moments of threats to the side of Man City, and see how he obviously goes ahead to see to it that he shines into this beautiful encounter. I think Nwaneri will start onto the right forward. Left forward, it's really going to be Gabriel Martinelli for me. Why Gabriel Martinelli? Gabriel Martinelli is a player who has really thrived on his pace. And in a game like this, when Man City has sold Kyle Walker to the side of loaned him, but you know it will result into what we call a permanent move. They've gonna hate to see him go to the side of AC Milan. He was the guy they've always used to obviously track Gabriel Martinelli, but in his absentia, in the absentia of Diaz, Nathan Ake, do you believe the remaining defenders can obviously stop this Martinelli guy? You know, that is the most important bit of it all, because his pace is really going to be very important. With them not having Kyle Walker, I know the manager of Arsenal will be like, we have to utilize that wing to the fullest. That is Martinelli for you, playing as a left forward into the mix. Then leading the line is going to be the man himself, Kai Havertz, who never really, I think he came off and really played some few minutes in the game of Girona, you understand, but he rested the player. So when you look at that starting 11, the manager rested Raya, Julian Timber, Saliba, Lewis Kelly, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz, and Martinelli. 7 of his starting 11 players were rested to get prepared for the battle of Man City. And even the likes of Partey never played 90 minutes. He got them off the field of play. He got off even Nwaneri. You understand? So his players are really fresh. And for Man City, most of their starting 11 started the game, and it was really a very hard game because at 45 minutes, they were 1 goal down. All they needed was to see to it that they find themselves in a position of doing the needful and really coming from behind to win by 3-1. So they used a lot of energy, and Arsenal rested its players, and they are really fully charged, but that won't contribute hugely onto what the result is going to be, because we've seen games where Arsenal had rested and Man City had played in the midweek, and Man City brings the game to Arsenal and they obviously find themselves winning the game. And so Man City is expected to be having Ederson, Matheus Nunes might be played as a left back or right back, then Akanji, John Stones, and Vadio. You understand? That is going to be their back 4. Then Kovacic, Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, midfield 3. Foden, Haaland, and Marmosh to play into the front 3 as anticipated for the club of Man City. So we are waiting to see how that pans out. But Kusanov is one of those players that I don't think the manager will start him and throw him into what we call a lion's den, because in his first game he played against Chelsea, he got exposed and he was playing at home. Now playing away from home will expose him late. So the manager might be like, I'm not going to be bringing on Kusanov, you know. That is it. Let's go to what we call the head-to-head stats. Arsenal won this exact fixture last week by 1-0. They last won consecutive home league games against Man City between 2005 to 2006 and 2008 to 2009, a run of 4. So it's been long since Arsenal last went ahead, obviously win 2 games against City at home consecutively. Secondly, having won 12 consecutive league games against Arsenal between 2017 and 2023, Man City are now winless in their last 3 against the Gunners. Obviously, last season it was a draw. This season was a draw, and they were beaten at Etihad. So 3 games, Man City are winless, and Arsenal looks like they are topping now in the previous 2 seasons. You understand? Meaning that they are really edging closer to Man City. Thirdly, Arsenal are unbeaten in 13 Premier League matches, and that is 8 wins, 5 draws, and have won the most points of any side from match day 11 onwards, 29. The Gunners have never had a longer run unbeaten under Mikel Arteta. Last going 14 without defeat between August and December 2018 under Unai Emery. So, that is another stat that you need to look at. Fourthly, Man City are unbeaten in 6 Premier League games, 4 wins, 2 draws, and only Newcastle 15 have won more points since Christmas than Man City 14, while City have scored the most goals in that time. So, since Christmas, Man City have gone ahead, obviously, collect 14 points, and they've scored 18 goals, meaning that they've been scoring for fun. Omar Marmoush is one of those that is obviously going to be a player to watch. And for me, I believe it's going to be a Savinho day. He's going to be one of the most disturbing players for the side of Arsenal. And on the fifthly, Man City have lost just one of their last 40 Premier League matches, played from January until the end of the campaign. 33 wins, 6 draws, losing 1-0 to Brentford on the final day of 2022-2023. They are unbeaten in their last 23 of these games across the last 2 campaigns. 19 wins, 4 draws, scoring 66 goals at an average of 2.9 goals per game. So, this has been something that Man City have always gone ahead to use to obviously edge other teams, because every time City has gotten into January, they've gone ahead obviously play what we call a very, very, very huge game. You understand? So that's what City have gone ahead obviously do into the mix for what they've always gone ahead to be doing in the recent past. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Your reactions are welcome. My prediction, 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal. I don't know what your prediction is. For me, 2-1 win for the club of Arsenal at Emirates. And I think the best City can get out of this game is a draw. But a win, I only see Arsenal lifting or walking out with 3 points. Your reactions to everything I've gone ahead to say in this 22-23 minute video are welcome in the comment section below. As Rokani David remains my name. First video of the day. In the next 1-2 hours, we are dropping a huge one, and hope you guys won't really hesitate to watch it. We out. Bye-bye. And that is the probable starting 11. Tell me who you put out and tell me who do you keep. Bye-bye.